Chicago Bears Mock Draft Edition, Episode 15. Hey, Bears fans, it's great to be with you. The NFL Draft is 3 days away, and Jake and I are excited to make our picks as if we were Ryan Poles and Ben Johnson in the war room. And it's going to be a lot of fun talking about the NFL Draft this year. And Jake, you know, the Bears are in a much better position than they were last year, a year ago, having to making that postseason run. And, you know, they're in a position now where if they really are smart and make some really good picks for, you know, according to their needs, they could make a run at the Super Bowl. And so, you know, it's exciting to think about, you know, what could be at the end of this NFL draft. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so right now the Bears, according to our calculations, we're at like 5 needs right now, right? Defensive end, defensive tackle, offensive line, which would be left tackle and center, and then linebacker and safety. So, you know, those are the team needs that we're going to talk about today. The Bears have 7 picks in the NFL draft as of right now. In the first round, they're picking 25th. They got 2 picks in the second at 57 and 60. The third round they're picking 89th overall. In the fourth round, 129. And then the 7th round, they got 2 picks in 239 and 241. And, you know, it's going to be exciting. Jake and I are going to be using a mock draft simulator, and we're going to be making these picks together. And Jake, when we look at the team needs right now, you know, it just seems like a lot of teams this year are in need of an edge rusher. And so when we talk about, you know, that pick at 25, you know, are there any guys that right now that you're saying, man, I got to have him as an edge rusher at 25?
That we select? Yeah,
that we select. We'd say, you know, he's our priority number 1 if he's available.
No, not for edge rusher or defensive tackle either. I would say there's a couple safeties I would like at 25, but for edge rushers, I like the depth of the class, but I like the high-end guys more than the people that are probably going to be there at 25.
Yeah, so, you know, we hear this every year. Does your team draft on best player available or team need, right? You hear that all the time. What's your strategy going forward? And for the Bears, this is a good year because their team needs really line up with the depth of this draft, especially at edge rusher. I like to say, hey, if you can get a difference maker, look for difference makers that you can put and add to your roster, then you walk away feeling pretty confident that, man, we really struck gold with these players because we're drafting out of production of what they've done in college rather than potential. Mm-hmm. So to your point at safety, there's a couple safeties sitting there that have the first round grades, right?
Yeah, there's 3 safeties that are projected in the first round.
Yeah, you want to talk about those a little bit?
Sure. I mean, what's the first one? What's his name again? Caleb Downs, Ohio State. Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, and then what's the last guy's name?
Dylan Theineman out of Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 guys that are projected, obviously, to go in the first round. If one of those happens to fall to the Bears, it'd be hard for the Bears to pass up on one of those safeties, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and when we talk about edge rushers, I think obviously the biggest name that we're going to hear going into the draft is David Bailey, right, out of Texas Tech, Reuben Bain Jr., and then from there it kind of tapers off to, you know, you've got Akeem Mesidor, you got Kedrick Falk out of Auburn, you know, you got Zion Young, and a lot of depth at edge. So, and then defensive tackles, there's a couple first-round tackles in there. But, yeah, it's going to be exciting. Jake and I are going to go through this. We're going to be using a mock draft simulator, and we're going to be talking through our picks. And, Jake, let's talk a little bit about how we're going to attack this draft before we get started. You know, what should be our draft strategy? Should we be looking at best player available regardless of where they play? You know, for example, if the tight end from Oregon falls, you know, should we take Kenyon Sadiq
No.
No.
I mean, you already have Loveland. You drafted Loveland last
Yeah,
year.
yeah. I'm just putting my Ben Johnson hat on and thinking, man, if I had, if we had another tight end that was a matchup problem, it would be hard to pass on that guy. But I think we can balance both. Would you be in agreement with that as far as team needs and best player available?
Yeah, from my opinion, I think the best way to do it is the first round is probably best player available. It should always be in your team needs. Like, how does it fit the team? And then the second round should be team needs, and third round more team needs focused. That's the way I would do it.
Okay. All right. I'm excited. Let's get started. Okay. The Bears are picking 25th in the first round. Going through, Bailey just went to Washington. They're coming off the board pretty quickly here.
Yeah, we have a normal speed.
Okay. All right, we're officially on the clock. Ooh, we've got a trade offer from the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks are offering the Bears their 96 pick.
A second round next year and a third rounder next year. So do you want to accept or reject that?
Let's reject that. I think we can do better than that.
Okay, New Orleans offering pick 73, 132, 136, and a second rounder next year.
Nah, let's say no.
And then Jacksonville, the final offer is pick 81, pick 124, a second round next year, and a fourth rounder next year. Probably reject, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So Kenyon Sadiq is here.
Caden Proctor, big tackle out of Alabama. Kedrick Falk.
Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, which we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Lomu, offensive tackle. That's a need for the Bears. Peter Woods, Caden McDonald, Avion Terrell, Cassius Howell. So, what do you want to do here at 25?
Well,
if it was real life and this is playing out like this, who would you want the Bears to draft?
Well, to me, I know this may not be a popular pick, but I like the tackle out of Alabama. I just think that he brings a lot of versatility. He meets a team need. Joe Thuney's not going to be there forever. He can play guard and left tackle, and you plug him in at that left side, and I think he got a starter. Instant starter. That's my thought process. So he's a consideration. I would see that the top three guys right there are Kedrick Falk and then Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. What do you think?
Yeah. If this was me, I would probably want the Bears to take Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. I wouldn't be a fan of Proctor. I would rather have Lomu if they go for tackle. And then maybe Avion Terrell, get a cornerback. Cassius Howell is here as well. Do you think Emmanuel McNeil-Warren would be the pick?
I would say, yeah. I mean, I mean, he's a solid player. Okay. I think too, where he's ranked according to Matt Miller, he's ranked as the 20th best player. He's one ahead of Caden Proctor, according to Matt Miller's rankings. And just so our audience understands, the rankings that we're going off of are Matt Miller, who really nailed the Bears draft last year when he said the Bears are going to be picking Colston Love. And his rankings are based on film study, pre-draft events, conversations that he had with NFL scouts and evaluators. So, Jake, looking at his board, it would be Emmanuel McNeil-Warren out of Toledo. So I think that's the pick for us.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Next pick coming up, 57th overall.
Yeah, it's currently simulating into that.
Okay, so safety's off the board.
Yeah. Now we're probably looking at defensive tackle or edge rusher.
Yeah. And you know what? A lot of guys out there at edge rusher that I think are kind of not getting the attention that they deserve. For example, Romello Height out of Texas Tech. He had 11, 12 sacks last year. I mean, he's a good player.
Okay, we're here at pick 57. We have some trade offers. The first one is from the Colts. They're offering pick 78, 156, a 4th-rounder next year and a 5th-rounder next year. I don't like that. Reject, right?
No, that's a lot of future picks, and then for that value, I would say no, it's not.
So reject.
Reject it.
Okay. The Rams are offering 2 6th-round picks next year to move back 4 spots.
That may not be a bad offer.
You want to look at the other?
Let's go ahead and let's look at.
The Raiders are offering. I don't like that. They're offering like 5 4th-round picks and a 6th-rounder. Would you want to move that far back? They're offering 3 4th-rounders this year, though.
Yeah, that's pretty enticing.
You want to look at the last offer?
Yeah, let's go one more here.
No, we're not trading with the Packers.
We're not trading with the Pack. Forget it.
Yeah, the Packers are offering us now.
They don't have any draft capital this year anyway. So.
We would trade completely out of the 2nd round with the Raiders deal.
Yeah, I don't want to do that because I think that once again, there's a lot of good players sitting there, and I think we got 2 picks in the 2nd, and let's just stick to our guns, okay?
All right, so rejecting every offer?
Yeah, that's the big bar strategy.
And you reject the Green Bay offer with the extra oomph? Yeah, okay. So
got some good
pick
players.
57, the top players are Price, Jadarian Price, running back.
Yep, love that. I love him a lot.
Christian Miller, defensive tackle from Georgia. Anthony Hill Jr., linebacker out of Texas. Still Lee Hunter's here. D'Angelo Pons is a good corner from Indiana. And that's pretty much where it drops off. Maybe Keontae Scott, the DB from Miami.
Yep, we know Dennis Allen loves Keontae Scott for many good reasons. He plays like a linebacker. He really is a ball hawk. He's hit you hard.
Yeah, but we want safety in the 1st round.
We did. But he can play corner, but I think, to your point, we went safety in the 1st round. Now, let's talk about Jadarian Price. Now, it's not a team need. Running back, it's probably fair to say. It's not a team need.
You didn't list it earlier.
Didn't list it early, but here's the thing. The pushback is, hey, how long are they going to hold on to, Swift? A player like Jadarian Price can come in and be an instant starter. He's a difference maker.
Yeah. I wouldn't be mad at that. I don't know if he's going to be here at 57 in real life, but I wouldn't be mad at that if they took him in the 2nd round. But I do like Christian Miller, defensive lineman out of Georgia. I think he's really athletic, quick hands, quick feet. I like him a lot. Lee Hunter's also here. Pons is a good corner. I think he's probably a top 3 corner in this draft.
Can we scroll down just a little bit? I want to see if Jacob Rodriguez is on the board, because he's probably gone, right?
Yeah, it looks like he's gone.
Yeah, and I'm asking about Rodriguez because I think actually he should have a 1st round grade on him.
I think many people do.
And he would be a steal at 57. I also think Jadarian Price would be a steal at 43.
Or 57?
But he's ranked like
43rd, yes.
43rd right now in the simulator. But, I don't know. I mean, we can pick up, once again, not necessarily a team need, but best player available.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, I'd like the pick. Let's go with Price at 57.
Okay. So if this was real life, I think we'd be hearing some pushback from Bears fans because we haven't drafted edge, we haven't drafted defensive tackle. We've gone safety and running back.
Yeah, and that's okay. I mean, but here's the thing. Once again, let's look at a player like Jadarian Price and say, if it wasn't for Jeremiah Love, it would be probably fair to say that he can go in the 1st round. Now, on Thursday, it wouldn't surprise me if he gets picked in the 1st round and Seattle's looking to pick him up at 32.
Yep. All right. Pick 60 now.
Okay.
For the Bears, Christian Miller still. A lot of the same players that we just mentioned: Miller, Hill Jr., Hunter, Pons, Scott still here. Is this where you want to take Christian Miller?
Christian Miller, great player out of Georgia. He trying to look at the rank in him. They got him obviously at 47.
But Matt Miller has him where?
That's where I'm looking right now to see where he's got him ranked. He's got him ranked at 52.
Okay. So pretty similar.
I mean, we could go with Miller here.
Let's take a look at the edge available too.
Yeah, let's go. Let's see what the edges are out there. Romello Height, right?
Yep.
Which I like a lot. I also think that when we talk about edge rushers, we're looking at Romello Height, Gabe Jacques out of Illinois. I don't.
But it looks like he's already been taken.
He's already been taken. So let's go back to. Let me see. Let's go back to.
All.
Yeah, let's go all overall ranking.
I'm just looking to see if there's any guys we're missing out on right here. Yeah, I think Miller's probably the pick, right?
Yeah, I don't know how you can not take him when he's ranked 47. You're picking 60 right now. Would be a great pickup, great value.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if this was real life and pick 60, the Bears have pick 60, and a lot of edges been taken, I'd be pretty disappointed so far.
Yeah.
But
Let's go with Miller.
yeah, Christian Miller. We need defensive tackle. But I like that pick. I think he's one of the best defensive tackles in the draft, honestly. Probably top 3 or 2. All right, we're simulating the third round right now.
Yeah, we're going to 89.
Okay.
Let's keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah. So this is really where you looking for edge, right?
Yeah, or we got to be looking offensive line here to see which centers are available, right?
Okay, we got some offers, 3 offers. First one is the Colts. They're offering us pick 113, a 4th next year, and a 7th next year. I don't think we reject that yet, right? Probably keep looking, maybe go back to that.
Yeah, let's take a look at other offers we're getting.
Ooh.
49ers, 133 at the 4th, 139 in the 4th.
And a 4th rounder next year.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Not too bad.
And the Bills are offering us a 5th this year, a 6th this year, 4th and 5th next year. I think we reject that one.
I agree.
All right. I like the 49ers offer more than the Colts.
Well, let's take a look. Can we take a look to see who's out there?
Yeah.
You got Big Citrus.
But we just took a defensive tackle.
I know. I like that Big Citrus.
I don't like a lot of these.
Take a look at edge.
Yeah. Joshua Josephs, Anthony Lucas.
Caden Curry out of Ohio State. Really good player. One to look at and consider.
Tyreek Sapp, Kamara.
Let's go offensive line.
Yeah, let's look at that. Jude Bowery from Boston College.
Let's take a look at the best center available right now, too, Jake, if you don't mind.
I was just thinking that.
Interior offensive line. Let's see who's available because obviously with our situation, Logan Jones right there sitting at 103.
Jake
Slaughter, one of those. And on the different ranking boards, it's you'll see where Jones is ahead of Slaughter and where Slaughter's ranked ahead of Jones. So they're usually 1-2. On the different ranking boards, but right now they have Logan Jones ranked 103 overall and Slaughter 104 overall.
I think it's either those 2 guys who we pick here.
Yeah, I don't know how we can't go wrong with either one of these guys sitting in the 3rd round at 89.
I think you're more of a fan of Logan Jones, and I like Slaughter more.
Yeah?
Is that true? Do you like Jones more?
Yeah, I like Jones more. I just feel like there's more of there's more credibility when we talk about the center position. Obviously with, the kind of centers they've produced in Iowa.
Yeah.
Obviously Lindenbaum and, this is the guy that played behind him. And so I like Jones, but I'll let you make the call on this one.
If it was me, I would take Jake Slaughter because they've talked about how smart he is and how agile he is. People have compared him to Kelsey.
Pressure. A lot of pressure in the war room.
I don't know. Who do you want to pick? I feel like it's a win-win.
Let's go with Jones.
Okay. So Logan Jones at Iowa is the
Once
pick.
again, we're sticking to our strategy of team need, best player available, and then we have to stick with that, Jones.
Yeah.
All right, next pick we're looking at is 129th and the 4th. Let's see what kind of nuggets we can get. Now, we're still looking for an edge.
Yep.
Now, this is,
Tackle.
this is our tackle. Now, the Bears in real life, obviously, they could be, already. Now, let's talk a little bit about, Austin Booker lately has been putting on a ton of muscle. He's been really getting after it in the weight room. So the edge position, according to the Bears, may not be as dire as some would think, right?
Yeah, I don't know if they view it as more of a need as the fans do, right?
Right. Right. And I think Austin Booker's been, I've seen some pictures of him. He looks fantastic. Looks like he's really, really working hard and getting stronger. And so who knows?
All right, let's go to all. Jake Slaughter's still here, but you're not going to draft two centers. So,
There's a wide receiver.
yep, Stribling from Ole Miss.
Yeah, I know Johnson likes him a lot. 101, sitting at 101.
Yep. Brennan Thompson from Mississippi State. Tackle, Austin Barber, Florida.
Uh-huh. Hey, Jake, if you don't mind, just kind of go back up and take a look at the edge since we're talking edge.
Yeah.
And just take a look at what's available. So we got Max Llewellyn from Iowa. Caden Curry still sitting there at 146 from Ohio State. I think that's a no-brainer.
You want to pick Caden Curry?
Yeah, he's.
I like Llewellyn more.
Do you?
Yeah.
Figures.
Why? Didn't he have like 10 sacks?
Yeah, they're both really good players.
Yeah. But I wouldn't rule out Stribling either.
Yeah, he's ranked 101. Right now we're at 129.
This is really where it comes best player available or needs.
Right.
Because I think Stribling's probably the best player available.
Well, or we could we can roll the dice here and say we want to go best player available and grab Deshaun Stribling because he gives you another weapon and he's ranked 101. He's actually got a 3rd round grade on him, and that's another weapon to the arsenal for Caleb Williams.
What's the Bears' next pick?
Their next pick is 239, so we're gonna lose.
You're not gonna get Curry or Llewellyn if you draft Stribling here.
Right.
So if we want one of those guys, we have to pick him here.
Okay. Well, let's go edge. Okay. Because that, once again, it's sticking to our team strategy.
And then you want to go Caden Curry?
I like Curry a lot. Either one, I think. But I would say Curry for me.
Yeah, okay. So Caden Curry is the pick.
Okay.
Stribling just went to New England. The 4th round.
All right, so we're it's going to be a while for the Bears when they come up again at 239 in the 7th, and then at 241.
We've drafted a lot of team needs though.
We have. We can feel really good about the value that we've gotten.
Yeah.
And we'll let our audience know about the grades that we've gotten on each pick.
Yeah. I think at the end it shows that.
It shows our overall grades.
We haven't traded yet either.
Yeah, and we'll find out if they're going to kick us out of the war room or everyone's going to be hugging and crying. Mm-hmm. Like, the good teams you see in the draft.
Yeah, it's a while, so there's a big jump between 129 and 239.
Yep.
In real life, I think this is where the Bears probably would trade up if they see a guy.
Right, exactly. And, with 7 picks in the draft, they don't have a ton of leverage. And after we make our picks, Jake, we're actually going to talk about trade down scenarios for the Bears because we hear a lot about that they could be looking to trade down as well as trade up. And which teams do we feel like are realistic options for the Bears on each, up or down?
Yeah. All right, finally at pick 239, let's see who's here. So there is a few edges available, right? There's Tyreek Sapp from Florida, Kamara from Indiana.
Let's look at overall and take a look at who's sitting there in the green room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sitting there all day in the green room.
Damani Jackson, corner, Alabama. There's a top-rated guy right now.
Oh, Black out of Indiana, the running back. He's good. Pat Coogan.
A lot of Indiana players.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Yeah. I actually kind of like Kamara here. Right?
Yeah, another edge.
Yeah. Mikhail Kamara from Indiana.
I like it. He's ranked 225, so it's It's right there.
Mm-hmm.
We're at 239, so that's value.
And then we're up again at 241.
Okay, this will be our last pick.
Here we go. So what position would you look at here? So you've already drafted 2 edges, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got a running back, you got a center, you got a defensive lineman, safety.
The only position we haven't met as far as team need goes is left tackle.
But, I mean, this screams Ryan Poles with a late round tackle, right? Isn't it? It's every year. It's a middle of the pack edge with a late round tackle.
Well, then nobody can give us a hard time because we're just kind of following
It's being realistic.
Following the pattern, the historical pattern.
No one's jumping out at me with the tackles available, right? Is anyone jumping out at you?
Yeah, let me take a look at the
Are
rank.
you Wagner from Notre Dame?
Big ND. Can't go wrong with a Notre Dame tackle. I'd say let's take him. Pick him up.
Emil Wagner?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's ranked 210 on the website. We drafted him at 241.
Yeah, and we'll take a look at where he's projected.
By Matt Miller.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a different source this time because.
All right, the grades are out for the draft. The draft is over. The grades are out.
Okay, we didn't do too bad.
Yeah, the first pick, the Emmanuel McNeil Warren at pick 25, got an A grade. Jadarian Price got an A grade at 57. Christian Miller got an A plus grade.
A plus. Give me the fist bump for that one. We're looking
at
pretty
60.
good.
Logan Jones got a B plus pick at grade at 89.
Center out of Iowa.
Caden Curry got a B plus at 129.
Edge out of Ohio State.
Kamara got a B plus at 239. Wagner got an A plus at 241. So
wow, hey, not too bad to get a grade at A plus in the 7th round.
Yeah.
Hey, we did pretty well last year, picking Kyle Monangai in the 7th.
Yep.
That was definitely should have gotten an A grade, and I don't think it did, but yeah, real good, real good.
I mean, hopefully it plays out like that, where all those grades are accurate, but we'll see Thursday.
Yeah. So
we didn't trade in this mock draft, but in real life they could trade, right?
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about, what are some realistic options for the Bears in the first round. So, and then Jake, I wanted your take on this too. Let's talk about trading up scenario, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, when we talk about trading up, really, the Bears have 7 picks in the draft. And, in order for us to trade up, we really have to be, motivated, obviously, to get a player that is, for some reason, crazy reason, is falling.
Yeah.
Right? And there always seems to be that one player that seems to fall. Now, when we talk about who could that one player possibly be, it could be Reuben Bain Jr. out of Miami because of the off-field issues that he's been currently going through, right?
Yeah.
That could be a possibility as a realistic player who continues to fall. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but what's your opinion on that?
So they've said that they know, like the teams knew beforehand about his situation, and he's still projected to go high, which is just the way it is. But if he does fall, it doesn't fit the Bears, with Poles. High character is a very big thing for them, right?
Right, the culture.
They're not like the Eagles. So if he was there, I don't think that's somebody Poles would trade up for. I'm thinking more of a Bailey maybe.
Right.
If he goes or maybe Caleb Downs, something like that.
Yeah, no, I was thinking the same thing. And really the Cardinals, so I have 3 possible trade-up scenarios for the Bears. It starts with Arizona, that's currently has the 3rd overall pick in the first round.
Wow.
If they have 7 picks, and their team needs are quarterback, offensive tackle, edge, safety, and a defensive tackle. Now, if David Bailey out of Texas Tech, who's probably the best edge rusher in this draft, gets past the Jets at number 2, do the Bears make that move to come up with and trade with the Cardinals to get David Bailey. Now the Cardinals only have 7 picks, so I mean, is that a possibility? The Bears giving up maybe one of their seconds to come up and get Bailey at 3, if they would accept that offer, or they're going to look for more.
Yeah, I think the package would probably look like pick 25, a first rounder next year.
Right, obviously, yeah.
And then probably a second this year. Would you pay that to go up to 3?
Yeah, he's a phenomenal player. I would strongly consider that.
When I'm thinking more trade up for the Bears, I'm thinking like more in the range of 9 to 15,
Right,
because if
right.
Bailey does fall, because if he does get past Arizona, there's a chance he falls down to like maybe pick 8 or 9, and then that's when I think the Bears could jump up if that does happen.
Yeah, if I was the Bears, I would offer Arizona. I would offer their second pick in the second round and a first rounder next year for Bailey.
And pick 25.
No, I'm saying at pick number 3.
No, I'm saying you're offering pick 25.
Oh yeah,
well, right?
yeah. Obviously, we're swapping first round picks.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Yes.
He's really. I mean, because at number 3, he's not getting past. I mean, then you got the Titans sitting right behind him. And I don't see him getting past 4 or 5. So the Arizona.
But the Titans have edge. They got a lot of edges.
Well, yeah. I mean, I got their team needs this year as edge, wide receiver, offense guard, running back, and linebacker. But yeah, that would be one scenario. We can talk about this all day, but the Cardinals would be one scenario. The Commanders could be another option at number 7. The Commanders got 6 picks in the draft.
Yep.
So if a player like Arvel Reese, edge at Ohio State, Caleb Downs, safety Ohio State, or Sonny Styles, linebacker out of Ohio State, falls to number 7,
Yeah.
I could see the Bears being interested in one of those 3 players as well.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
And the reason I got the Commanders here too, Jake, is because the Commanders, they don't have a ton of picks this year. So they may be in a position where they've got 6, and their team needs are wide receiver, cornerback, center, running back, safety.
The only thing is you rarely see a team jump up that much. Like, if the Bears are at pick 25,
Right.
usually they have to go up to like, if they want to get up to number 3, they're going to have to jump up to like 13. And then they're going to have to jump up to 3. Like, we saw that in 2016 with the Eagles, right? They made a buttload of picks to jump up to get Carson Wentz. You rarely see a team go from 25 to like 3 or like 5 or whatever, Fill it in.
Yeah. The other team I got, the third scenario would be the Cowboys at number 12.
Yeah.
The Cowboys only have 5 picks this year in the draft. Their team needs are wide receiver, offensive guard, cornerback, defensive tackle, offensive tackle. It really depends on who's sitting there at number 12. The Cowboys, they seem to be always in the mix every year, moving up, moving down.
Yeah, it kind of feels like they always trade a little bit.
They do, and so, but they have to really be convinced on a player to stay there at 12. I think the Bears could possibly work with the Cowboys at number 12 if there's a player that they're like, man, this guy's can't believe he's still on the board, right?
Yeah.
And then the last team I had was the Los Angeles Chargers. They're picking 22. Another team with only 5 picks this year in the draft. And their needs are offensive guard, defensive tackle, edge, wide receiver, and tight end. If there's for example, there's an offensive tackle or an edge that's available, Akeem Mesidor maybe at 22, do the Bears trade up with the Chargers?
Yeah, or maybe a safety is available there too.
Yeah, safety, one of the top safeties that we were talking about earlier, right?
Yeah.
So the Chargers are another team to look out for. So we got the Cardinals at 3, Commanders at 7, Cowboys at 12, the Chargers at 22 as 4 possible teams the Chicago Bears could trade up and do some business with to grab a player that they really like and are surprised that he's fallen on their board.
Yeah. And then the next option is trading down, right?
Trading down. So I looked and really I got 2 teams that have 11. Both teams have 11 picks. starting with the Patriots at 31. And the Patriots could be a possible option for the Bears if there's a player that the Bears really like that they feel that's still going to be on the board. They can go down from 25 to 31 and maybe pick up the Patriots have the 95th pick in round 3. Maybe the Bears get an additional third round pick.
Yeah.
That could be one option for the Bears. Okay. The team needs, though, for the Patriots, left guard, left tackle. We talked about in that other episode that, Will Campbell may not be the answer at left tackle.
Yeah.
Right? And so say if Caden Proctor drops at 25, right?
Yeah.
Or Caleb Lemieux, right? And so he's
Blake Miller, something like that.
Yeah, or Miller, and one of those 3 top tackles that I could see the Patriots moving up, grabbing him, one of those 3 tackles, and then moving Campbell to guard.
Yeah.
Right. So, they had, there's I think the left tackle position for New England is wide open. Be quite honest. I mean, that's just my opinion. I think that they could be in the market for a left tackle.
Yeah.
But the realistic scenario, and the other team that I had as a real possibility is the Dolphins, right? So the Dolphins are at number 30 in the first round. They also have another pick in the first round. They're picking 11th overall. And the Dolphins, really, their needs are wide receiver, cornerback, edge, tight end, and safety.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for the Dolphins, I don't see them trading their pick. What is it, 12th? Or do they pick in the highest pick?
They've got the 11th pick.
Yeah, I don't see them trading the 11th pick, but I could see them trading the 30th pick to move up or move down. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I got the here's what I thought. Like the Bears could be talking with Miami. Miami moves up to 25. The Bears drop down to 30, and the Bears pick up an additional 3rd or 4th round pick.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and Miami's got 11 picks in this draft. Right, so they've got a lot of leverage.
The roster isn't good, so I'd hope.
Yeah, so they've got a lot of leverage to play with. Plus, like you just mentioned, a lot of needs.
Yeah.
And, for example, the new coach, Jeff Hafley, man, he's a defensive-minded head coach, right? There could be a defensive player that's sitting there at 25 that, is falling that they want to come up and grab. So, or they could be, once again, looking at a tackle position, right? They picked up Malik Willis in the off season of free agency, and maybe they want to protect him, and maybe there's one of those tackles that are just sitting there for the Dolphins to come up and snag him.
Yeah,
and grab one of those linemen. So, couple big scenarios for the Bears.
I think another team that they could trade down with maybe is the Jets at 33.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even know if that's where they pick, but yeah, the Jets to move down maybe completely out of the first round. But it would only be about like 7 spots,
Yeah, that could be a possibility. I think that could be a really strong possibility if the Jets offered, like you said, the 33rd pick and an additional 4th. I could see the Bears, because that's pretty much you're getting the top pick in the second round.
Yeah.
Right, and you're getting a player at 33 that should have been gone in the first round.
That may hurt in the moment though, because we would have to wait a whole nother day, right?
Yeah.
Like Thursday, if they went from 25 to 33, we'd be like, the Bears don't pick tonight, right? So it may be like
everybody would be bummed out,
where it's like we have to wait another 24 hours. You're gonna have to order the pizza again.
Yeah.
Right.
You got to put the taco dip away. You know what though? That's a great point though, Jake, because really we mentioned at the beginning of the show that this year the Bears are in a different position. I don't. This is the first time that I, as a Bears fan, that I can go into this draft and feel pretty confident that they're going to get some good players. Right.
Yeah.
I mentioned Jacob Rodriguez. Right. He would be a player that I would take at 33 for sure if he fell, right? And I don't think like I said, he should have a first round grade on him. but he doesn't.
It's probably 50-50.
50-50. I guess it
Yeah.
depends on what, teams and where they have him on his board. I would take him in the first round because there's a captain of your defense. You talk about difference maker. He's always around the ball. I would be thrilled to death if the Bears pick him. But once again, this front office, we know from history, has always been in the trade mix every year in the NFL draft.
Yeah.
And so I think the Bears, it's going to be exciting because to your point, I can see him trading down.
I can also see him trading up.
Trading up, and we won't talk about those 2 third-round picks that we should have gotten, but we didn't, because that would have made a big difference. But I know a lot of Bear fans have every right to be upset about that. So,
as a Bears fan, it's more in the past I'd be like worried about what they were gonna do. Now I'm a little more excited to see what route they go.
Yeah, me too. And it's going to be an exciting draft this year. I had a question for you. Is there one or a couple players that you going into this draft this week that you're like, man, really want to see the Bears? And I mentioned Caden McDonald before in other shows.
Yeah.
I would be thrilled if the Bears came away with one of those big tackles too as well. McDonald, Peter Woods,
I would say like the dream pick would be Bailey from Texas Tech. Like you'd be ecstatic if that happened.
Oh yeah.
But more realistically, probably Emmanuel McNeil-Warren I'd be happy with. I'd love to have Caleb Downs if that would happen. Like that, I really like him as a player. Gabe Jacas in the maybe second round or third round, wherever he goes.
Yeah.
I would like him. I like Avion Terrell, I think his name.
Mm-hmm.
The corner from Clemson.
Yeah.
I like him as a player. What would be yours?
Well, I would say Jacob Hernandez.
Or Rodriguez.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jacob Rodriguez out of Texas Tech. I think, I like Akeem Mesidor a lot. I mean, I'd be thrilled if they had him, but I have some question marks about his injury history.
Age.
And his age at 25. I don't think the age necessarily is a knock. I just feel like, when we take a look at his injuries, that's a concern, right? But you talk about a player who has produced 33.5 sacks over his collegiate year. I mean, he's always around the football. And so if they can get him, if he falls, I wouldn't mind that at all. But once again, I would say Mesidor, McDonald, Rodriguez, and I'll throw this in there, and I'll go back to one of our draft picks, Price, Jadarian Price.
Oh, yeah.
I think how can you pass up on a guy that every time he touches the football can break it at any moment? Plus, it gives you some flexibility in the salary cap if you get him and then let go of Swift. You can do a lot of maneuvering over the summer with picking up other players too. So those will be. I mean, either, and I know, Zion Young is another one that's got a high, motor too as well. I look for guys that high motor, love football, but have good production.
Another guy up there for me would be Jake Slaughter from Florida. I'd be really happy if the Bears drafted him.
Yeah. Well, hey, this has been a lot of fun talking about, possibilities for the Bears this Thursday, in the NFL draft. And whether or not we're going to need to put the taco dip away for day 2.
Yeah, save it.
Yeah. And, but, so really had a lot of fun with you, Jake, and can't wait to talk about the actual draft picks in our next episode. We're going to go over the Bears draft picks round by round and kind of give an overall summary of how we think the Bears did in episode 16. So sports fans, we love you. Thanks for joining us here at Challenge It, and make sure you tune in for our next episode 16, the Bears draft. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.